All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank God for another day, another lovely day the Lord has made. We thank God for everything. Without Him, nothing can be done, right? We just have to appreciate, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last time you remember where we stopped? And look, why are you covering your ear? You can't do that, please. Please. Okay, last time we were talking about financial management, record keeping, and what? And stock control. Financial, can you see? I don't think so. You can see. Okay. Financial management, right? Then record keeping and stock control. Right. This is what we were talking about. Right? Very interesting. Because as we said, you need to learn how to control your money. Because money is very important. Controlling of money is very important. Because if you don't know how to control your money at the end of the day, you find yourself in a sorry state. In a sorry state, a situation that you will not be like to be, or you will not like to be, right? Then we talk about financial management, which is about controlling expenses and making sure that you make profit, you do all what you need to do to be within that limit of being able to control your expenses. Then we say reducing expenses and costs wherever possible, and then maximizing investment. Maximize. That's what we call maximization. You maximize, or you optimize. Is the same. To get the highest out of something, the best out of whatever you're doing, the best out of your money, right? Maximize investment. Investment. What do you mean by investment? Right? You put money in an invest in a business, right? Then you are expecting the returns on the investment, returns on invested capital, right? Yeah, return on the capital invested. Okay, so when you these are the things that you need to be preoccupied with in trying to manage your finances. It's part of financial management, right? Then we say, okay, what are the benefits of you being able to manage your finances? There are certain benefits. One, it reduces risk reduction. Benefits of financial management, right? One, reduces risk. You know risk. You know what we mean by risk? Risk is an uncertain event that when it happens, if you're not prepared, if there are nothing done to mitigate against such risk, it can make your business to collapse. It can make your business to liquidate. Hello, focus. Right. You need to, once you are able to control your finances, right, it prevents you from being exposed, from being vulnerable. You know what we mean by vulnerability? If they say somebody is vulnerable, that means exposed. So when you control your finances, it prevents you from being vulnerable to risk. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, let me read it as you have it here, so that at home when you are reading, you know what I'm talking about. We say financial management allows to anticipate money problem before they happens and to make a plan. Do you understand what I mean? When you manage your money very well, it can help you to anticipate, to know beforehand, right? What is going to happen? Do you understand what I mean? Because in the first case, if you don't know how much is coming in and how much is going out, will you be able to know when there will be a shortage? Right? Okay. Then it maximizes, helps to maximize profit. Maximizes profit, right? Two, profit maximization. Profit maximization, right? You know what is to maximize, to optimize, to get the best out of something, get the best out of your business in terms of profit, good returns on investment. If you will, the best returns on your investment when you manage your finances very well. For example, when you control your costs, hello, when you are able to manage the cost, right? In other ways, it can help you to maximize your profit. Do you get the picture of what I'm trying to say? Right. If your cost is high, hello, listen. If your cost is high, it's gonna, what's gonna happen to your profit? It will eat into your profit. You will have little profit at the end of the day. But if your cost is low, right, what is gonna happen? You maximize, right? You maximize your profit. Listen to it. I'm going to give you a typical example, a hypothetical example. Right. For example, you are selling bread. Hello, sonka, bread. What do you call bread in Afrikaans? Bread. Yeah. You selling bread. Listen, bread. Younger. Hello. Then you have selling price. You have cost price. Listen, this is bread, right? You see, market, right? Let's say, hey, listen to this. Watch out. Watch out this hypothetical example. We are not here to pray. We are not playing here. We are here for something serious. Right. Then market or scenario A. Let's call it scenario, right? Scenario. You know what we mean by scenario? B. Right. Look at what I'm trying to do now. The selling price for bread, 20 rand. Okay, let's say 20 rand. Right? Okay, the cost price. Let's say how much you bought. Yeah, 10 rand. Then here the same selling price. Then cost price. Give me a figure quickly. Give me a figure. 5 rand is that is a ridiculous price. Where will you get back? Where will you get bread to buy for 5 rand? Give me a price. 8 rand. Right, guys, Jonga. You see, here gross profit, for example, right? Okay, you see, for this scenario, here now, the gross profit, let's say gross profit, right? This one gonna be 10 rand, right? Is it 10 rand? Then this one gonna be 12 rand. Did you see? Where you see now, guys, listen, hello, please, focus, younger. This one is, for this one, scenario A, you have the gross profit 10 rand, then for scenario B, 12 rand. You see now, here you are maximizing profit, right? because you've been able to reduce the cost price. That is what I'm trying to explain. You mustn't do that. Right. Guys, do you get the point of what I'm explaining? For example, if you are selling 200 bread, right? 200 times this now, you're going to be making 2,000 and 200, 2004. Right. Okay. So that is a typical, it's a hypothetical example. When you control, hello, we are not playing here now. No, stop that. So when you are able to control, to manage your expenses, so what is going to happen is that it will help you to maximize the profit. Then you can plan for growth. Another example is planning for growth. Another benefit, I mean, plan for growth. Hello, I don't want to hear your voice again. Please, man. Please. Your last time, please. We're not playing here. You are not a baby. The next thing we need to talk about now, right, is planning for growth. For example, if you are able to maximize profit, you can as well say, okay, I'm making good money now, profit. I don't want to eat the whole of my profit. I can as well put it, some of it back into my business, and it can help your business to grow. Right. Okay. Then, okay. So these are the things that we need to know. Some of the benefits of proper financial management. Can I tell you something? Are you not in the same class with these people? Did you see how focused they are? They are listening. And in the exam now, they're going to get a high mark, then you're going to struggle to pass because you don't listen. I'm not here to babysit you. You are not a baby, right? I'm here to teach you. If you are not prepared to learn, you sit at home. All right. So the role of the banks. Let's talk about the role of the bank. When you, as far as the business is concerned, the banks plays very important, crucial roles as far as the survival, the sustenance, the growth and development of your business is concerned, right? When you've got a business, you need to put money in the bank, right? To help you to safeguard your money. Besides safeguarding your money, when you need a loan, right? You need money to buy your stock or to pay salaries or whatever, or to expand your business in whatever case you need to approach the bank, right? The bank needs to give you money. They can help you to start your business by giving you money. We call it startup capital. Startup capital, the money that you require to start a business. So, capital startup loan, you can obtain it from the bank. That is what we are trying to say here. You make your business plan. For example, you got an idea, younger, you got an idea of a business. You feel that business is going to make money for you. Then you do your screening, right? You do your research properly to make sure that you don't jump from fire to fry pan. Fire to fry pan. You see, to make sure that you land nicely. You do your research in terms of the viability of the business. If that business is going to make money, possibly you can research on the sustainability. Then you have to make a nice business plan. Then you approach the bank, say, Mr. Bank Manager, I need money to start my business, right? Then the bank manager will look at your business plan as well, scrutinize it, screen it to make sure that it's not a business that is gonna put them into a big risk. They have to look at the risk profile as well, right? Look at look at so many things to see if it is something that they can invest their money. Then they give you loan. So that is what we call startup loans, which could be obtained from the bank. Then we got the what we call venture capital, right? There are venture capital. There are certain companies. What they do is they look for viable companies to put money, right, to invest their money, right? There is what we call angel investment as well. There is what we call if somebody asks you where can you get money to start your own business, right? Either you can also ask from friends, borrow from friends, or you ask money from your friends to start your business. So the bank again can help you to get security guarantee, right? Guarantee in terms of, for example, you want to take a loan and you need a kind of security guarantee, then the bank can stand for you. Then you can open a business account as well. You got a type of different types of business account. You got yeah, check account. Then you got credit card. The bank can help you in drawing up hire purchase agreement. You know what is hire purchase agreement or hire purchase operation? How it works? For example, you need to buy a Land Cruiser. You don't have the money, or you need to buy a vehicle, right? A delivery vehicle for your business. Then they can give it to you, then you start paying it off instantly. It's higher purchase, right? Then you have overdraft facility which you can get from the bank as well. So that is these are areas where the banks can come in and play a very crucial role as far as the starting up and the running of your business is concerned. The startup, the growth and sustainability of your business. Then we need to know about this important concept, what we call cash flow. Cash flow. Cash flow. Right. What do we mean by cash flow? Cash flow concerns itself with the movement of money in and out of the business, which is very crucial, right? It is very important for you to know how to manage a cash flow in your business. Right. Like I said, I told you before, if you don't know how to manage cash flow and you happen to find yourself in a situation whereby the money going out of the business is more than what is coming in, it means there is a leakage. Right. You know what it means? If there's a leakage in a pipe, in the water supply pipe, what happened? Right? It's a sad situation. So if there is a leakage in your account, in your financial management, in a situation whereby what is going out is more than what is coming in, is going to affect your cash flow. It's going to affect the operationalization of your business. So we say cash flow. Yeah, we've talked about that. Then we need to know how to draw up a cash flow, right? Cash flow projection. I'm gonna teach you how to do that, right? Cash flow projection, how to calculate cash flow, whereby you have the cash that comes in the bank, which is the inflow, right? Then you remove the outflow, inflow versus outflow. That is how to do it, right? Then you see the balance at the end of the day. If you are drawing up a cash flow for a certain month, the first month, you take the inflow, right? That is the money that comes in, then you minus the one that goes out. Then that will be the balance at the end of that month. Then whatever that is the closing balance for the current month is going to be the opening balance for the following month. I don't know whether you get what I'm trying. You are doing this thing, man, in financial management. Did they teach you cash flow? Yeah, yeah. So whatever that is the closing balance at the end of the month gonna be the opening balance for the following month. I'm happy they've taught you that. So we need to know things of this nature. Then another thing that we need to know about is break even point. Hello, break even point. I love it. Break even. Have you done it? Break BEP. Yeah, break even. Break even. Yeah.
When you don't make money and lose money or lose money.
you say something?
It's understanding
Okay.
making a profit and the loss.
Don't make money or lose money. Okay. Guys, for your own information, as tomorrow I'm going to have ordered another mic. They're gonna be going around, right? Yeah. So you must brace yourself up that you're gonna be using talking on the mic. So you mustn't be shy, right? I place order on Friday. Tomorrow I'm gonna collect it. And from Wednesday I'm gonna have another mic that's gonna be going around. Right. Okay. Break-even point is very interesting as far as the operationalization of the business is concerned. It's very, very important. Operationalization. That means operation of a business. When I say operationalization, I'm talking about the operations of the business. You are doing operations management mostly. Yeah. Okay. What are we talking about? At a break-even point in a business is a point at which the business is not neither making profit nor loss. No profit, no loss. Expenses is equal to the income. Income is equal to the expenses, if you will. Do you get the picture? You're running a business. Hello. The, what? What am I hearing? Where is that sound coming from? It's you. You see now. You know what I can tell you now. Eh? You deceiving yourself. You know, self-deceitfulness is a it's a crime. Yeah, it's deadly. Don't deceive yourself. You see, we are doing something great now for you to listen, then the devil twisted your mind and you'll be doing something else. Right? I will cast out that devil now in Jesus' name. All right, guys, listen. At a break-even point, younger, your business, listen to me carefully, is at a point whereby you are not making profit and not making a loss. Whatever you sold, you are able to pay the expenses, the cost of sales as well as your fixed expenses. When the business is there, right? It's not a big problem if your business is operating at a break even. For example, if you have just started a business, it's new, and you are able to arrive at a point of a break even, or your business is operating at a point of a break even, it's not a problem because at least you don't owe anybody, right? Your business, you know, you've just started, and your business is able to generate money that can pay off your expenses without you owing anybody. You're gonna be happy. So beyond that, then the business can start making profit. Right? It's very interesting, right? There will be a certain point in time in your business, you say, if I'm able to break even, and it's all right. I keep on floating. For example, you all experienced the time of COVID, right? Companies were praying to be even at that position, at a break-even point, without owing anybody, but they can be able to pay off their expenses. But when I mean expenses, for example, if you have a big company, it means you can be able to pay off all your electricity, your staff, and everything without owing. The only thing is that you're not making a profit. It's an interesting point in business. Hello, you got a business. I presume you must have got up to that stage whereby the money you receive, you just use it to pay all your expenses without owing, right? That is what we call break even. She got a business. She knows what I'm talking about. Right. I once operated business of that nature. At that point, I was happy because I was not owing anybody, but was able to pay off all my outstanding debt. Okay, now let's see what you have in your book, right? To bring it closer home to you, because when you're at home, you're going to read your book, right? I will explain what you got here. They say the break-even point is one of the most important financial terms that the entrepreneur must understand. Right? As I told you, it's very important. Then the business spend the money on the labor and material to make a product. These are the production costs. Right? For example, we are talking about production cost or cost of sales. When you are producing bread, making muffin, manguinha, right, or cake, you need to buy the materials, right? You need to buy the materials. For example, you buy flour, you buy yeast or whatever. You need to buy, right? Sugar or whatever. Then you need to spend your time to make the cake, which is the cost of labor, right? Now, when you sew the cake, you are able to pay for your time and pay for all those resources that or materials, let's put it that way, that you use to make the product without owing anybody. That means you are at a break-even point. Right. Okay, let's go. These are the production costs. Of course, we said that. The business intends to sell that product in order to make profit. Right. But the very sale that finally cover all your monthly expenses is the break-even point. From now, you can now be making profit. Right. So, for example, you okay, let me not yeah. So the biz for first day, okay, you can see then how important it is to know how many products you must sell to get to the break-even point. Let's see what the break-even point will be for a desk of. Yeah. So from our knowledge of or what from what you I'm going to teach you as well, as far as break-even point is concerned. When you start a business, right? You come from your knowledge or from the knowledge of break-even point, you can be able to calculate how many units you need to sell for you to be able to pay off your expenses without owing anybody. And from here, you can be able to establish how many units you need to sell beyond that before you start making profit. That is the interesting nature of break-even point. So I'm gonna give you a typical example. You say, for example, we have a company like this, right? The company usually pay, right? There is a company that is selling a chair, buying a chair for 175 rand, right? Then the they calculated their cost price. Okay. The company usually has to pay to have the desk delivered to their customer. They offer this as a free service, right? For their gross profit calculation, because of delivery cost and markup of this, the selling price for this is 350. Right. Okay. There is one thing I want to explain to you here now. You got cost price, right? You know what is cost price? How much it costs you to buy, how much you pay to buy the product, right? Then you got markup. Yeah, you got what we call a markup. Markup. For example, if the cost price is 175, right? Markup, let's say you put a certain percentage, right? You say you want to make a markup of 100%. So how much gonna be the selling price? Let's say the markup is 100%. So how much is gonna be the markup here? 175 rand, because it's 100%. Then what gonna be the selling price? 350. Do you understand this? Simple mathematics, right? If a product is being sold, or if you acquire your product, let's say 175, and you want to make a profit of 100%, what it means? You just multiply the cost price by 2, which is 100%, right? Then this one will be the selling price, Right. That's another thing I want to explain to you there. Right. So the business has calculated their total overhead. They can simply divide this amount by the selling price of each desk and they will have the break even. Right. Okay. Total production equals the selling price of each desk, which is 100. Therefore, the business must sell 100 desks to make a break even. Right? Okay. What they are saying here now is if this one, this 350, right, is your selling price. This one is your mark up. Then this one is your cost price. So now, if you have a total production cost of 35,000, so how many you gonna sell? You're gonna just say 35,000 divided by 350, right? I will explain to you how that thing works. A break even point, BEP, break even point, right? Right. Fixed cost over contribution margin, right? Okay. There's another one, break even. I think this break even in units. Fixed cost over gross profit percentage. Gross profit percentage. Right. Have we done, sorry, gross profit percentage? Yeah. We've done what we mean by gross profit, right? Which is the sales, right, minus cost of sales equals gross profit. Do you know about this? Have you done this? Guys, you must watch the video for entrepreneurship. Not entrepreneurship, the video for new venture creation. The YouTube for new venture creation. Watch that. I've got a lot on how to calculate this. Right? Okay. So when you have sales, you remove cost of sales, right? Then what is gonna left is gross profit, like I did just now, right? How do you calculate that? For example, you selling bread, you say 20 rand, right? Then let's assume that you sold 100 bread. So how much is this now? 2,000 rand, right? Correct. Now you bought your bread, you say 8 rand, right? 8 rand. Then times 100 equals 800. Then your gross profit, you minus, equals 12,000 rand. Did you see? That will be your gross profit. Does it make sense to you? Right. Now, how do you get your gross profit percentage? You express your gross profit as a percentage of the sales. Are you still getting what I'm saying? So, gross profit percentage. Gross profit percentage equals gross profit expressed as a percentage of sales times 100. Right. Are you still following what I'm doing? Then, by way of substitution, so from our hypothetical example, then you have what is the gross profit? The value 12K, right? Is that is 1,200, right? Over 2,000 times 100 over 1. You don't call it over 1. We do it over 1. Right. So in the elementary school, we were taught like this. Younger, look up. Zero cancel zero. This zero cancel this zero. Look, yeah, you're looking somewhere. This zero cancel this zero. Right? This one, 2, 6. 6 times 10 equals 60%. It's break time now. Okay. So that is how to calculate it. Right? All right. So we're gonna stop here. So far, so good.